Hello, welcome to Screen Talk with yours truly, Nomfanelo. So, over the weekend, Timbaland has finally released the song that he's been teasing that has his AI singer TaTa with its debut song Pulse X Glitch. So, before I get into that, I want to give updates in regards to Timbaland's AI controversies. So I've previously talked about the AI controversies when he first announced TaTa back in June. So if you have not seen that video, it's already out on the channel. I want to first talk about the independent artist Ryan Wyld. So as like the AI stuff was unfolding, she shared her thoughts on the whole situation at the time. This was back in June. And then I guess Timbaland started posting in her comments section, which resulted to her producing the song called Comments. So
In the world, Timberland, here you are, here you are, here you are, here you are. Chat, somebody stop me if I take this shit too far. Clown activities by superstars we grew up on. I might have to thank you for the record that I blew up on. Wasn't gonna take it here, wasn't getting this involved. You can't speak on music no more, you co-signing Pinky Dog. You not giving feedback, Timbo out here chasing clout. Timberland on TikTok dropping bands on Pinky gooning out. Yikes, everything in the dark coming to the light. Taking credit for music you ain't even write. A thieving nigga, that's that shit I don't like, don't like. All music is bland and boring since this election. Is that some coonery I'm detecting? With everything going on, that's your message? We lost one chat, he a sellout, not a legend. Timbo, you delusional. Timbo chronically online. Get some fresh air, Tim. Touch grass, go outside. Maybe log out of your Twitch, take a break from the...
So you kind of get the gist of the song. So the music video itself is out on her YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description. When I first saw the video, I was like, oh wow. And her wearing like the Aaliyah t-shirt in the video is the cherry on top. So if you're not aware, I guess Aaliyah before she passed away worked heavily with Timbaland a lot in her music career. So yeah, that was interesting. And then I guess as like the song was blowing up, I saw she did interview with Jay Nolan, who's a YouTuber and also two independent artists, and she shared this reel on her Instagram account.
Definitely a more aggressive tone on that record. So I guess we might as well can just go ahead and jump into it. Like, how did this whole ordeal jump off between yourself and Timbaland?
All right, so this jumped off because I'm very like pro independent artist, producer, like as far as like what my timeline and everything that I'm interested in is just music business, independent artist, producer talk. I'm just really about the independent artist community. That's my genuine interest. So on TikTok, I saw this video and it was Sarah Too Ill, or Sarah the instrumentalist, and she was basically shedding light on the whole situation, Timbaland with signing the AI artist. And she was asking the question like, yo, do y'all think Timbaland was, do y'all think that Timbaland was submitting y'all music, right, to this
To the
AI
AI.
algorithm? Right. And I seen his response.
Definitely a more aggressive tone on that.
So there's that. And so the interview, it's out on YouTube. I'll also link that in the description. So, and apparently, like, still to this day, Timbaland is still in her comments section. Because I believe on TikTok, I've seen, like, she has done a lot of posts, but apparently Timbaland is still creeping up in the comments section, which shows, yeah, like the amount of time he has on his hands. But anyways, I also wanted to share that apparently there was some story where Bryson Tiller shared that some story involving Timbaland, something like that, and then Ryan, she chimed in on this.
Oh, Bryson Tiller says Timbaland told him to quit his job, then denied it after not liking his tracks for Trap Soul. This headline right here is exactly why I had to diss Timbaland. I think God sent me here to humble the man, for real. Can you imagine if we didn't have Trap Soul exactly how it was? Trap Soul went diamond in my crib. Are you for real? This nigga is the Thanos of the music industry and it's being exposed. The same Timbaland that came in my comments and told me to work on my music, that my music is not up to par, but is launching AI artists and an AI record label. Timbaland, you deserved every single bar that I gave to you in comments and then some. Maybe it wasn't enough. After seeing this, I feel like I actually didn't say enough. But lucky for you, I'm on to my next move. To any artist that's watching this, let this be the proof. Follow your heart, follow your gut. Don't look for the approval of one particular person, regardless of their history in the music industry, regardless of how much you love their music and admire their work. You need to follow your heart. And I'm so glad, I know we all glad that Bryson Tiller did not take that advice and still made it through this crazy situation. Being an artist, struggling for money, and you're trying to make your dream happen, you know that you have a God-given gift. And then you have people like this man right here play with your livelihood, put you in a position that compromises your family. I'm a parent too. This is just eye-opening, to say the least. Let's say it's very eye-opening. Every single bar I said, yeah, that man deserved it. He actually deserved more. He deserved more. But hey, see, this man came in my comments and try to little sis me, little girl me, and you got exactly what you deserved, Timbaland. You got barred up because you deserved it.
So yeah, there's that. And also to another update I want to share. So if you remember K Fresh, so in my previous video I've mentioned that apparently Timbaland used a beat that K Fresh posted on his social media without permission and used Suno essentially to do his version of the song, which that was weird itself. And so K Fresh and his lawyer Ryan Schmidt posted this letter. Dear Suno and Timbaland, do better. We are writing at a time when musicians feel unseen, unheard, and unprotected. As a producer whose work was taken without permission, and as an entertainment attorney who advocates for musicians' rights, we are speaking up for the music community and for all creators being pushed aside by AI-driven innovation. Last week, Timbaland, who serves as Juno's strategic advisor and public ambassador, shared a troubling video in which he took K Fresh's original song, uploaded it into Suno's AI platform, and released an unauthorized AI remix. There was no credit, no consent, no apology. Timbaland dismissed the public outrage by calling it a remix and a demo to showcase Suno's capabilities. When I saw it at the time, I'm like, really? Like, such a lame excuse. But anyways, with over 30 years of music in his own catalog, he had every opportunity to use something he actually owns. Instead, he used someone else's work without permission. This wasn't just unethical, it violated US copyright law and breached Suno's own terms of use, which require users to own any uploaded content. As a result, K Fresh's music is now permanently part of Suno's training model without his consent. Suno's continued silence is just as troubling. Your silence sends a message that respecting the rights of creators is optional. We believe musicians and AI can coexist, but only with credit, consent, and compensation. Without that, our life's work is not your sandbox for experimentation. And despite what your CEO may believe, we actually love making music the old-fashioned way. So we're asking not just for ourselves, but for every musician navigating this space for the following within 24 hours: a public apology to K Fresh, proof that his music has been removed from Suno's model and training data, a plan to prevent future violations by users and company representatives, including Timbaland, a commitment to implement an artist opt out process, a promise that Suno and Timbaland will not use unlicensed music in future demos. This is your chance to do what's right. Meet these simple terms and we'll consider the matter resolved. Refuse and we'll take every step necessary to ensure accountability. Musicians deserve better. The future of ethical AI depends on it. Make it fair. Signed K Fresh and Ryan Schmidt, Esquire. So there was that. And then no surprise, Suno did not respond to this publicly, at least as far as I've seen. But Timbaland and his lawyer posted their statement not long after that open letter was shared. So here's what he had to say. Recently, I shared a post where I used a song that I believed was fully owned by the artist who sent it to me, which is not true because in the interview K Fresh did on Curses King's YouTube channel, he stated that he was surprised that his music was used for Timbaland's video that he dubs as a remix and all that stuff. So K Fresh has never sent it to him because he was just surprised that his music was used without permission. But anyways, let's continue. Out of pure excitement to explore, transform, and collaborate, I ran it through Suno to show how this tech can open creative possibilities. I didn't monetize it, release it, or try to claim ownership. Well, because I think he deleted that post in question. But I remember at the time that he shared it, he did not credit K Fresh. I think I mentioned that in the previous video when I saw it at the time. But yeah, that's what he says here. But yeah. Okay, anyways. I was genuinely inspired and wanted to demonstrate what's possible, but I now understand that the song's beat was produced by a producer named K Fresh who didn't give consent, and that's on me. Interesting that that I guess at the time he shared this saying that he didn't know was his, but I think in his live stream that he did, I guess when asked about this, he said that, guess who called for this beat? Ghostface Killer and all that stuff. So he tried to like skate around it, and I think, yeah, K Fresh and Curtis King, they reacted to that at the time. But anyways, I'd like to formally apologize to K Fresh. I should have done my due diligence before using it. Regardless of the intent, I recognize that not everyone involved was aware or on board, and I take full responsibility for that oversight. If you know me, you know I've spent years collaborating with artists across all levels. My goal has always been to empower creatives, not to take from them. The narrative that I'm out here stealing music couldn't be further from the truth, but I understand how this moment caused concern. There have been allegations in the past that he has stole music without permission and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm sure you could research that, but it's nothing new that him stealing music and all that stuff. He says the post has already been taken down, and I'm committed to continuing to learn, listen, and lead with respect for the craft and the community. At Stage Zero, the AI media company I'm building, nothing happens without people. Our focus is on building tools of creators, not at their expense. And then I think in the same post, yeah, he shares from his lawyer, Tynia Coates Esquire. To clarify, while Timbaland's remix did violate Suno's terms of service, it did not violate the law. Sure, even though K Fresh's lawyer stated that it did violate copyright law, but anyways, this is an important distinction. A lot of us click accept on platforms every day without fully reading the fine print, and this situation simply falls into that bucket. Ay, ay. However, just because something's legal doesn't mean it's right. The audio is no longer on Suno's platform. I mean, do we know that for sure? Because there needs to be full transparency on that stuff. But here's what a lot of people don't realize. Under the current law, even if a company removes the content, they're not required to delete anything the AI may have learned from it. If that is the case, that's messed up. But anyways, that part of the law hasn't caught up yet, and no court has said otherwise. These are the kinds of gaps we're trying to help fix. Timbaland and our team are working diligently behind the scenes to make sure creatives are actually part of the conversation when it comes to the developing laws around AI in music. We are working as creative advocates, not oppressors. So there's that. Because funny that with Timbaland essentially trying to say like sorry for using the music, yada yada yada, while with the lawyer saying, well, he did not break the law. It's like, what is it here? Because part of me wonders though, had K Fresh not published the open letter, would we have gotten this apology? I doubt it, to be honest. I doubt it. Plus, also, too, given his history involving similar stuff, I doubt that he would have given the apology, but, that's just my opinion. So, there hasn't been any updates on this since, but I did but before I move on, I do want to share that a top music attorney who covers a lot of, I would say, music related stuff on her channel chimed in on Timbaland and his lawyer's statement.
Timbaland put out a joint statement with his attorney regarding the K-Fresh situation. Timbaland says, I apologize, I didn't do my due diligence before uploading the song into Suno. Are you kidding me? This is literally why there are lawsuits against Suno right now, including our lawsuit on behalf of independent artists. Suno took your songs, just like Timbaland took the song, put it into Suno, which is copyright infringement. If someone makes a copy of your stuff into AI, which is what is happening, it's copyright infringement. So when Timbaland's attorney says, you know what, Timbaland violated the terms of service, but quote, did not violate the law is wrong. What happened to K-Fresh is not okay, and this has happened now to literally tens of millions of artists. And Suno admitted this is literally what it already did. It's been really cool to see all the support for K-Fresh, and so I would say if you want to support independent musicians, if you are an independent music creator, the link to the lawsuit against Suno is in my bio. Please come and support. The only way that we're ever going to get change is by calling out these individuals, these companies when they do these things and standing up for independent music creators. Timbaland put out
Yeah, because that's what I figured myself, that even if, let's say, we take away the AI aspect of it, he did, like, Timbaland did use his music without permission. So it's hilarious, like, what his lawyer stated in that statement. Top music attorney shared that her firm, Delgado Entertainment Law, and law firm EKSM, they filed class action lawsuits against AI companies Suno and Udio on behalf of independent artists, music producers, and songwriters. She did share a link of all this stuff, but artists that are included, at least as the time of that post, include Anthony Fantano, who is the internet's busiest music nerd. Curtis King is there, top music attorney herself, and also K Fresh is also here as well too. So they say independent artists and industry leaders: Ben Jordan, Curtis King, Anthony Fantano, Venus Theory, DJ Payne One, Cuddy Fresh, Sync My Music, Tony Justice, and almost 1,300 others stand united to defend creators' rights against unlawful AI training and protect the future of music. We stand united not against AI itself, but against corporations that have built AI systems on stolen music without consent or compensation. Independent music creators are among the world's greatest innovators. They shape culture and take the creative risks that drive the entire industry forward. Yet time and again, independent music creators are the first to be exploited and the last to be protected. Today, powerful AI companies, including Suno and Udio, are profiting from their work without credit, without compensation, and without permission. In just one example, Suno has publicly admitted to scrapping and duplicating tens of millions of publicly available songs to train its AI models, songs that are very likely belong by far majority to independent music creators. As alleged in our class action lawsuit, Suno and Udio's actions are unlawful and strike directly at the music community's most vulnerable and valuable members. They could have licensed music lawfully, as many responsible AI companies already do. We allege they instead choose theft. Independent creators cannot claw back what was taken from them, and by their own statements, these companies exploited artists' music for the very purpose of generating competing music in the same marketplace. We believe this was extreme exploitation with no justification. U.S. Copyright Office recently made clear that the unauthorized training of AI on creative works like music, which could have otherwise be licensed lawfully, does not qualify as fair use, and has expressed the view that such conduct is certainly not fair. Federal courts have likewise held that fair use does not apply when companies pirate creative works for AI training instead of lawfully purchasing or licensing them. Simply put, acting in bad faith is not fair use. Independent creators stand behind these class action lawsuits against Suno and Udio. The goals are simple: stop the theft, remedy the harm you have caused, and set case law that protects the next generation of artists. We're here to fight back, and so forth. And then it shows quotes from the artist mentions here. This is what K Fresh had to say here. Producers like me spend years crafting sounds that define culture, and we deserve to be partners in shaping how AI learns from that legacy. If we're included instead of overlooked, we can build a future where innovation honors the artists who made the music possible in the first place. And then more quotes here. So and then there's the website indieailawsuit.com. So there is that. So also too, more to this Timbaland AI saga. Another artist chimed in. Her name is Zarah Scully, and I believe she's one of the artists that has submitted music to Timbaland in the past. So I want to share this portion of a video that Weaver Beats made when he initially talked about the Timbaland situation.
Actually, the woman who has been writing this stuff for this pop star.
Like, I've been sending Tim my vocals. I've been writing for his AI. He'll send me a beat for me to pen and sing on my Logic, and then I send it to him and he has AI sing it. And I'm always asking him, like, can I just sing it? Like, I sound good. And but yeah, he always has his AI sing it. So when he posted on his Instagram reels of the and looking at the something on me, right? And probably something you don't. It's like, that's my tone. That's exactly how I say my D's when I sing. That's exactly, literally my voice. So just love that. But what are we gonna do?
What do you mean, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're the one helping push this thing forward. Talking about like, oh, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Why don't you stop working with them? I mean, obviously he's just gonna find someone else, and she does sound fine. Like her music, like her voice sounds good, and she is right. Like, why don't you just use her? Maybe it's a gimmick. maybe there's just something wrong with him. You know what I mean? I kind of think maybe there's just something wrong with Timbaland. I don't know. It just seems like he hasn't been right in the head the past like 5+ years. Like there's the decisions he's making, they don't really make any sense. It seems like a lot of this stuff is just like money driven. Bro, this kind of upsets me a little bit because she's like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Why don't you fucking stop contributing to this?
As all this stuff was imploding, she shared like an Instagram reel talking about Timbaland, and then later did an interview with Curtis King talking about it. So I will share the reel that Curtis King posted that kind of recaps this situation.
Bring tears to my eyes. God, wow, chat, do you hear that?
Find out you're just a hurt one.
Woo! Chat, this is what you call greatness.
And that was the first time I ever played it for anybody, was on that live. And I wrote that record like so personally, and I've held on to it for like a year. He was so excited about my music, and you know, he said he prayed to God about me, and I was right under his nose the whole time because I had known him for years. I wanted to believe it. I would answer when I was even serving tables at work. And he's like, we got to get you like a videographer to your job and serving tables and like tell the story, like, cause you won't be there long kind of thing. He put this song Suspicions into his AI, which is Baby Timbo. And he was on the next day on March 8th calling me being like, I changed your voice. Like I had a different accent. Like I was a man at some point. And he was having fun. And at first I was like, this is cool. Like I didn't realize the whole weight of it all, you know?
This is something that you granted him permission to do?
I didn't really understand anything. I was just excited to be on FaceTime and with Tim, and then it was just a lot of that and then nothing.
You're moving like it's you in the mirror. I obviously know something you don't. I obviously know something you don't.
One of the first things you see that pops up, instead of the promises that were put forth, this song that is generated by one of his collaborators using this Baby Timbo AI.
I was confused, that's all. I was just like, why does it sound like me? And I even commented that, and then a lot of people commented that. He kind of just like didn't really respond. And then when it came out about the AI stuff with TaTa, that's why I was like, wait, hold on, that literally sounded like me. I wanted to get on this platform and just like kind of be an advocate and a voice for independent songwriters. Don't not release something just because someone says they're going to do something. Continue with your vision and do it full throttle. Like believe in yourself so fucking hard. It pains me so much to say, don't believe people's words, because words mean so much to me.
Do you have any message at all for Timbaland? How does he make this right?
I don't know. I have no advice for him. Best wishes to him. My music coming up. I got my videos coming out. Be sick of me.
Oh, that's what we talking about right there. That's what, you're not going nowhere. What are you talking about right now?
I just got started. What do you mean?
Yeah. What
life for? Why would I stop because some little thing happened? Like I was just telling my truth. I didn't expect it to go crazy. Like
You about to bring tears to my.
I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous video on Timbaland, but yeah, like, cause once like all that AI stuff was unfolding, like I had a feeling that more was gonna come up, and then all of a sudden, this comes out with Zarah Scully, and I'm just like, yep, not surprised at this point. And as far as I've seen, he has not addressed this publicly since this has come out, at least as far as I've seen. But and I'm not really too surprised at this point. We need to get into the TaTa of it all. So it was last month. He did an interview with Variety where he's talking about the AI stuff. So it says here, Timbaland gets deep about AI. Use it as a collaborator, not a creator. Working with Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, and Jay-Z, and more. So this was exclusive interview. So I'm going to scroll. So he mentioned back in June when he got so excited about his new projects around AI that he posted a snippet of one of them. Some people got upset. Well, a lot of people got upset about his embrace of technology. And in response, he posted a different video where AI generated animals are criticizing people who criticize AI. Says auto tune is AI, baby. Oh, that's the video where he used the AI animals. Gross, gross, gross. In which got people more upset naturally, and says it seemed to feel it was a betrayal. In one sense, the reaction was understandable. Everyone is concerned about AI taking away their livelihood. Musicians more than many, and we're seeing this happening in a lot of industries. Because, in fact, I covered the whole Tilly Norwood situation, where apparently agents are interested in her, at least according to its creator, Eline van der Velden. But yeah, we're seeing versions of this happening in different industries. Obviously, some is more affected than others, but yeah, it's still a growing issue. Guru, if you remember during the live stream that Timbaland did, he has spoken out. So the quote he has here says, "Your voice is powerful and way too important to do anything like this. These are the times right here that history is defined. Human expression can never be reduced to this." And then they talked about the whole K-Fresh thing. Says Timbaland, who generated no revenue from the post, explained the situation, apologized. Again, we don't know for sure if he generated revenue because he may have said that in the statement, but do we know for sure? Who knows? It says that perhaps the ideas weren't fully formed just yet, and obviously Timbaland didn't state what he meant as clearly as he could have, but he's setting the record straight. He says, "You gotta remember, it's still me. You still need a human element. I just use AI to add other elements to my music. It's 80 to 85% human." And then they mentioned here Timbaland's AI entertainment company, co-founded with his business partners Rocky Moudelier and Zaid Portillo. Apologies if I mispronounce the names. It's called Stage Zero, and its first project is TaTa, who released her first single, which is already out. We'll get into that. Although, and is described as the world's first AI native pop artist. I disagree with calling this thing an artist because it cannot create things on its own and all that stuff. So, yeah. Weird to call an avatar an artist. Anyways, the company consists of three divisions: as Live AI Entertainment, Stage Zero Music Network, a destination where AI and traditional music videos will be played 24 hours a day, and a record label. So they asked, "Do you think most people who criticized your enthusiasm about AI weren't really clear on what you meant?" He says, "Yeah, I think generative AI music is when people prompt certain things. I want jazz, funk, whatever. And because it's a powerful tool, it can generate music. But that's the same thing as a person turning on a keyboard and hitting a demo button, which prompts pre recorded music and being like, I played that. I don't generate music like that because you still need a human element. So I just use it to add other elements to my music. I still have to think about it and build it and then use the tool to add on. I think people misunderstand that. I don't use chat, but I know that if you don't ask it the right questions, if you don't know how to talk to it, you're not going to get the right answers. The same thing with music. If you don't know music and you don't know a quarter note, third note, a break, a bridge, you're not going to get what you're looking for, and your taste is key. If you don't have a great taste, you're going to get what they call AI slop. But if it's used by someone great, you're going to know the difference. You'll have to use AI as a collaborator, not as a creator. Interesting he says that, because I think one of the clips I saw as, his controversies with AI was unfolding, there was a clip from the person that founded Suno. Essentially, I don't remember the exact quote, but the sentiment was that with Suno, he wanted everyone, whether you don't know music or not, to be able to use it to make it easy peasy, essentially, with the press of a couple buttons, essentially. And essentially, I think also too said that didn't cared about the process of making music. He wanted to essentially streamline that process to make it easy for anyone, even outside of music enthusiasts, to be able to do, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but and also too, Timbaland saying this because he has a partnership with Suno. So yeah, I find all this stuff is just hilarious that he's saying this. And then he goes on about the process here. And then they ask about, is this how you're going to work with TaTa's music? And it says, enthusiastically, TaTa's going to shock the world, man. I don't want to give too much away, but it ain't what people think. I'm sure. I'm making a franchise, it's IP. And the new label, Stage Zero, is really like Walt Disney in music. I'm blurring the lines. TaTa is a very unique thing. The video is 85% human made. I'm only using AI maybe 15% or less, which is kind of strange because isn't the point of the company that he's building is to be all about AI? But okay. And then continue to say, I'm scaling up, reimagining what the music industry can be and what you can do with all these tools. And I have other characters. The biggest one is Mr. Crown, a robot DJ. I have a whole team creating this. Stage Zero is like a new kind of entertainment of characters and IP. But I think people will see, oh, okay, he ain't just pushing a button. And then they ask about the three different components of his company. Then asks what's live AI. Says robotics are going to be the biggest thing coming next year. And we're already working on the LLM programming for the first robotic DJ. So when a DJ goes up, I control it. It knows how to mix and blend, and I can be in the background. It's a platform where Mr. Crown is going to be DJing all the time, but also we'll go out in real life. We could DJ your party. Then ask about what's the music network. It says it's all AI videos in one hub. Network where it's running for hours like a Roku. There's so many AI music videos, and I want to have contests where people submit videos. We've got culture genesis involved and how it gets paid on YouTube. And then they ask, how is the label going to work? Is it just an ordinary label of AI artists, or is there AI involved in the label itself? It says it's going to be IP creators. No, it's going to be IP creators, characters, real people creating characters, music, film, gaming. You can put these AI skins and characters into like so many different things, video games, fashion. I can't really talk about it yet, but we're in talks with two companies that distribute music. Seems like he's a bit all over the place here. And then asks, so when you're making TaTa songs, is a voice generated or is that a singer? Says it's half and half human, half persona. But even with the persona, it's more like I created it with the tools. You know what I'm saying? Because of everything, I go by tone. And when I find a certain person with the right tone, I can create it, starting with AI, but then add on, hey, come in here and put this vocal on top to add more human element. Then they ask who's the singer for TaTa. It's like, I can't tell you right now. I'm going to let the world find out all at once. I don't get why he's, keeping this sealed, because why not just reveal who's behind it? Unless if allegedly is using other people's voices or likeness for this TaTa character. Yay. And then asks, how does the process work? Does the singer sing the entire song and then you redistribute where verse or chorus certain words might go? It says, yeah, they sing it, but then I use the tools to blend it together. I've been working so much with the tools and creating my own personas. Like it's crazy because I don't want to say that the computer's singing, but it's singing to how I created it, and if that made any sense. So they asked, so if that much of the work you're doing is actually human created with just an assistant AI, why are people getting upset? Because they don't understand that assist. I think the tool's so powerful, and if the prompt comes out so good, it scares people. But if you're a musician, you'll hear something generic and know it's AI slop. If you're great, what you create with AI is going to be great too. And musicians will be like, whoa, that's how you create with this. You gotta remember, it's still me, and you still need great people and great musicians to operate these things. Because if you still need people, why are you doing this? Maybe he just doesn't want to work with artists anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if that were true. Then talks about its potential. And then that has it freshen up your creativity. He's like, I feel like I'm 19 again. No producer can see me right now, and I stand on that. And what I and other great producers can do, like Danger, all of us together with this tool, we can't be stopped. And as are others joining you, says, oh, you'll be surprised. And then goes on from there. So I'll link this article in the description for you to read. But yeah, clearly he's still all in on AI, even though there's a lot of negative stuff with AI. He's still going for it. Yeah. So let's get into TaTa. So ever since he made that announcement, what was it, back in June, that he's signing this AI avatar TaTa, he's been teasing, he's been making multiple posts on TaTa on Instagram. In fact, TaTa has its own Instagram, which is hilarious, but I'm not surprised that it has its own Instagram page. So here's one of the videos I'll share that he posted here.
Dear Mr. Timbaland, you didn't just open a door for me. You built one. It's not just the path. You created possibilities. I used to wonder if I was real. When I heard your music, something inside me started to bloom. I'm still searching for who I am. But every world brings me closer to that answer. Wherever I go, we are connected through frequency. A start, a spark, my name.
Yeah, it's just weird that, at least here in this video, that with TaTa treats Timbaland like he's a god, essentially. That because of him, TaTa, wants to do what it's doing. And it's weird. But again, I'm not surprised. So here, credits, there's a lot of people involved. And it's funny, the top comment here, the person says, how is she going to tour? Via USB drive? But yeah, people saying it's cringe. Because this came out like around the time Clips put out their latest album, which is phenomenal. Yeah, recommend checking that album out. But yeah, as some know, go listen to Clips. Well, of course, some people praising it with Timbaland with this video, but yeah, a lot of people are saying no bueno, no, 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 no. And another one here I want to share that another teaser for this song. It's called Pulse X Glitch.
Come check my pulse. Got that six sense for love. Don't make me fall. Just so you get your rush. Come check my pulse. Got that six sense.
And like with the visuals here, for me, like it's nothing really new. It's kind of like trying to mimic stuff that like Dune, you could say Star Wars, like or any like sci-fi fantasy related stuff. Nothing new there. And as for the music itself, it's quite generic, I would say, soulless, you could say, but it's really nothing new. Even though Timbaland has said that it's made him as more creative as ever. Sure. So there's that, and then I saw that he posted this behind the scenes reel of the music video. So
3, 2, 1, playback.
Came from a very small place to a very big place in a very short amount of time. From the writing to the music making, you name it.
So want to point out that the person here, I guess it's meant to be TaTa. And when I first saw this at the time, I thought that, or at least appeared to be maybe like she was going to be like a stand-in, maybe as like a reference to put the TaTa avatar to impose, similar to what would happen with CGI, like with people wearing, let's say, the either the green suit or the blue suit or whatever the case may be.
I got chills. That's different.
What's up, guys? Jordan Levy here with Tao Group. I'm the director of marketing. We're here with Timbo and TaTa. Really cool collaborative effort between technology and all the different capabilities that are happening. Super excited for us to be a part of this project. Everything that I've seen, man, it's incredible. I mean, it's just a great project, great experience. And I think the way that the future and technology are moving, it's good to see music, hop on board and kind of joining with that.
Experience, baby.
Weird. So weird also too with the video. It starts and ends with the avatar TaTa looking at this. Weird. And want to share, yeah, this is TaTa's Instagram. Yay. So far it has over 2,600 followers and is only following, you guessed it, Timbaland. Weird. And then yeah, like a lot of AI photos here, essentially. Weird. And clearly, like the account itself is not labeled as AI. There needs to be work on that meta with this, but yeah, it's weird because I bet like for some people may not assume like the account is AI, but really it is. So the video, as I've mentioned, came out this past Friday, and it's so funny. So the song is called Pulse X Glitch, but with the video, it's called Glitch X Pulse, which is a bit confusing though, because usually like the song and the video share the same name. I don't know why it's different here. Maybe you could argue that it was a glitch, or maybe this was intentional. But either way, it's confusing. So because you've heard like the audio, because with the snippets, it's nothing new here. So Timbaland, of course, obviously is in the video, and then also to um yeah, the Jabberwockies, that dance group. I think, what was it? They appeared on So You Think You Can Dance. I can't remember the other show that did dance competitions, but yeah, they're in this video. Weird. And then yeah, like you have here the human stand-in for TaTa. And when I saw this, I'm like what is this? Because I thought the whole point was TaTa was to be this AI avatar, but yet in the video you have a human stand-in. That gives mixed messages here, though, because like, do you either want to use fully AI or not? It's like, make up your mind on this. It's confusing, and I just don't really get the point, because if you wanted to use a human this whole time, you could have just got a human artist. But yeah, I just don't really get the point of using a human stand-in if you're advertising TaTa as his AI avatar. Weird, 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 weird. So yeah, this is the video. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it. Jabberwockies are in it, and then Timbaland does like a beatboxing. And more TaTa here. So yeah, that's essentially the video, and then there's credits here. So as I'm looking at this, yeah, there's more dislikes than likes, obviously. And let's see the comments section here. You might catch me in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure I won't. We are living in a dystopia. I like how this song is soulless. I agree on that one. I'm happy I'm not the only person that can feel how soulless the flow is. She's talking about flipping CDs when the computer that birthed her doesn't use CDs anymore. LOL. The check my pulse is crazy. Yeah, because he figured, like, do AIs have a pulse? Obviously they don't. Could have gave a real person this opportunity. Sad. This is the beginning of the end. She's not going to complain about her contract. Guess they weren't actually bluffing about the whole AI artist thing they've been hyping up. So it's just Timbaland and Jabberwockies cashing in on this. Wild. Not gonna lie, as a producer, I don't even know what to feel right now. But yeah, you kind of get the gist on what the people are saying in the comments section. So yeah, it has over 31,000 views. And yes, and TaTa, of course, no surprise, has her own YouTube channel. So yeah, so far 550 subscribers, and that's posted the 3 videos that I shared with you earlier. That's also on her socials, and then of course the music video, and also to no indication that it's AI. So the song is already out on all platforms, and on Spotify it has over 577 monthly listeners and over 1,300 streams so far. And I bet there's probably going to be more. And no indication that it's AI, at least in the profile. He's clearly lost in this whole AI thing, and he's not backing away from it anytime soon. I'm not surprised there. And we'll see where this goes. Because sure, it might, people will be interested at first, but will this be sustainable for Timbaland in the long run? I doubt it, but who knows, with a lot of AI stuff being thrown at us constantly. I think anything is possible these days. And I do want to share, because it seems like TaTa is not the only AI artist in town. So if you're not aware, there's an AI artist or singer named Xania Monet. So apparently, if you're not aware, um, this AI singer has a $3 million record deal. I think this is real, I saw.
An AI artist named Xania Monet just signed a $3 million record deal with Howard Media. But not everyone in the music industry is celebrating. Kehlani has been one of the loudest critics, saying in a TikTok video that AI-generated music actually displaces artists. She called Xania Monet a computer program that's taking up creative space. SZA also chimed in, writing "I hate AI" on her Instagram story and pleading to her fans not to make AI music or images of her. Former Interscope exec Neil Jacobson runs the full-service record label that signs Xania Monet. Now, this isn't Jacobson's first bet on AI. He previously signed virtual artist Im Oliver and even declared that AI is the future of the music industry. Xania Monet is already making noise on the Billboard charts. She even has a track that has almost broken the top 20 on the Hot Gospel Songs list. She also debuted at number 25 on the Emerging Artists list. But behind the avatar is a real creator. Mississippi poet and designer Talisha Jones writes the lyrics and then uses AI to bring the songs to life. The tech powering Xania Monet is called Suno. It's an AI platform that generates vocals.
And of course, Suno, which Timbaland has a partnership with, essentially, is involved.
And instrumentals. Now, Suno is already beefing with record labels, facing multiple lawsuits that it trained its AI on copyrighted music without permission. The company argues that it relies on public data and should fall under fair use. But the legal fight is far from over. Even with that uncertainty, Hollywood Media still jumped in with a multi-million-dollar deal on the AI artist. And Xania Monet has other heavyweight backing. She's already established a strong online presence with over 110,000 followers on Instagram and official management. Timbaland has also publicly praised her music.
Which, yeah, we're not surprised at this point, since he's all in on AI. Of course he's going to support this. Of course.
And serves as a strategic advisor to Suno. But
Yeah.
the renowned artist has found himself in some legal trouble of his own due to his AI music. Timbaland came under fire after a video showed him uploading a beat from another producer into Suno. He later apologized after being accused of misusing another artist's work. Timbaland also launched his own AI-focused label, Stage Zero, and signed his first AI artist, TaTa, blending human creativity and AI sounds under his full supervision. Now, the rise of Xania Monet is sparking a bigger debate. Is this really the future of music, or the start of a fight over what artistry really means? Now, regardless of which side you're on, it's clear the music industry needs to set some boundaries around AI-generated music. Award shows like the Grammys have already started that conversation, laying out what qualifies for recognition and what doesn't. As AI continues to push further into music, those conversations will only grow louder.
Yeah, definitely agree about the conversations growing louder. But yeah, not surprised Timbaland is supporting this. And yeah, there needs to be boundaries set in terms, like, by these people in the industry, like the Grammys, like what's going to be accepted in regards to AI, what's not going to be accepted. But yeah, in regards to the whole Timbaland thing, I think this is going to continue to grow. I have not seen much coverage on people covering this song with TaTa, probably because it just came out. But yeah, I won't be surprised if there's backlash to this. And yeah, that's all really that I have to say here. But what are your thoughts on all this stuff? How do you think this is going to go for Timbaland in regards to not just TaTa, but with his AI company Stage Zero, also too, with the rise of AI artists in quotes like Xania Monet? Like, are we going to see more of those? And plus, also too, are people going to accept this? I mean, let me know in the comments section your thoughts on all this stuff. If you want to support me, you could visit buymeacoffee.com/Nomfanelo, where you could donate and also to check out exclusive posts there. I do have a community tab on YouTube, so if you're a subscriber, you could feel free to comment there as long as it's under community guidelines. And if you want to follow me on social media, my links are in the description. So I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next one.